she could do the funny repartee, she could do the physical. Yeah, and then she grew up knowing Jeanie Buss
Okay.
and going, backstage at Lakers and Kings games with Jeanie as a young woman. And
Hey man, pleasure to meet you. How are
you
you
too.
doing today, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. It's been fun talking about the show this morning.
Fantastic. Um, so, what are you most proud of the show? I mean, what do you want people to check out about the show?
That's a nice question. No one ever asked me that. I think what I'm proud of is it feels like we made a show for a lot of people. It feels like a show for a big audience, and I just mean that in a way that um, there's something that I feel like a lot of people could take from it, could enjoy from it, and so that it's nice to feel like there's something that can just reach a big audience in a way that that it just maybe shows are have a hard time doing nowadays.
Got it. Um, I mean, clearly the show is based in fact, but it's told in a fictional manner. What percentage would you say is fact, and what percentage is fiction?
Well, Jeanie Buss and Linda Rambis, and Jeanie owns the Lakers, and Linda is her right hand woman, her sort of second in command there, and it's just inspired by their life being two professional women running a men's pro basketball team, and how um, wild and complicated and funny that can be, and how they have to mix corporate and business with dealing with player issues. And so that's really the inspiration. But then Mindy and Ike and I really love just putting our own take on sort of the ideas that we would get from Jeanie and Linda, and making it comedic and heightened, and giving it stakes, and hopefully making it dramatic. So just inspired by them.
And it is interesting that you mentioned Mindy Kaling because would you say, and maybe this is reaching, but would you say that the character of Isla Gordon has something in common with Michael Scott as well? Because the very portrayal, she's bumping into things and uh,
That's that's funny. I mean, I never, first of all, like, Ike and I are the biggest Office fans in the world, and we're always like sending little, because we both just watched it with our daughters for the first time for them, and we're always sending Mindy pictures, funny videos of like scenes she wrote or scenes she's in, and obviously that's where Mindy cut her teeth in comedy. But we never talked about Isla as a Michael Scott character, but for sure she's a boss with a big ego, but also insecure, who's figuring out how to be in charge, kind of like moment to moment. So there are some similarities, and she does like calling impromptu meetings, and maybe putting her foot in her mouth. So yeah, hadn't thought of that. People usually are like, oh, is there Mindy Kaling or Mindy Lahiri in Isla Gordon? That's, yeah, more of a common comparison. But yeah, hey, I love Michael Scott. Any comparison to him, I would always take.
and also I mean we are so all of us fell in love with Penny Lane when Kate Hudson did almost famous so many years ago.
Yeah.
Uh, did you know that she could be such a great comedic actor as well?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. Like, I didn't know who she was till I saw Almost Famous, 25 years ago, and but then quickly, she became such a rom-com star.
Right.
So, and we'd seen all those, and we knew she could do the funny repartee, she could do the physical. Yeah, and then she grew up knowing Jeanie Buss
Okay.
and going, backstage at Lakers and Kings games with Jeanie as a young woman, and Jeanie showing her the ropes of how to like handle yourself in LA's glitzy, glamorous, nightlife scene. So we knew like, oh, she's gonna get this world. She's gonna get the world of running a business because Kate runs about 4 businesses as well. But she's gonna get this world of sports, and she's a big sports fan. She's gonna get everything about it. And then from her IMDb credits, yeah, we all were very confident she knew how to do a comedy.
And it is so funny that when I watch a show like maybe say New Girl, Max Greenfield is such a comedic actor, but he's the straight man on the show. Everybody else is outrageous, and he's the guy who keeps it all in
Yeah.
check. So, did you have to ask him to dial it back, or did that come naturally for him?
No, he just did it naturally. You know, we wanted this. We wanted the character of Lev to be uh, charming and kind and thoughtful, and we didn't want it to be some easy. Oh well, Isla should choose the other guy situation, right? Like there's Isla and Lev are great together, and Lev has so many good qualities. We wanted to be a tough choice, and I think Max understood that. And he's such a good actor, and he's only done big comedies like you know his CBS show, The Neighborhood, and The New Girl. He's usually known for these big, hilarious characters. So I think he was excited to get to play this sort of in a way a romantic lead, because the first season he is the apple of Isla's eye for a lot of the time. So I think he was excited to get to do this sort of grounded role too.
So has Jeanie Buss? I know she's contributed to the series. What did she think of Kate Hudson portraying her?
I think that she was really excited, and I think like us, it was it was just it was a dream come true. It was like getting your first choice when you think, well, it's such a long shot to get. I think Kate was who Jeanie always thought of, and she was super flattered that Kate wanted to do it, as we all were. The fact that Kate Hudson like read our pilot and was into it right away it was thrilling. I can still remember being in the writers' room and being told like Kate loves it when we were early in the writing of the show, and I think Jeanie and Linda were just thrilled because they know Kate, they're friends with her, so they were just so excited that they were going to get someone that big and good to portray an inspirational version of Jeanie Buss.
You do feel, a sense of sympathy and a connection, Isla Gordon at times. But then, because she's so rich and she's a multi-billionaire, you feel a kind of disconnect sometimes. Uh, was that intentional to, I know it is based on a real person, but there is that conflict of emotion sometimes.
Hmm.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, well, in real life, Jeanie is so down to earth and so unassuming and generous and kind. Uh, we were asking her questions. Okay, you have to look so fancy. You're at every game. Do you have a hair and makeup team? She's like, no, I just do my own hair and makeup every day. Like, I mean, she's very simple. Like her dad, Jerry Buss, was a really blue collar guy from rural Wyoming who put himself through college and learned engineering and bought a parking lot in Orange County in like 1960 and really worked his way up. And so I think he put that work ethic into Jeanie and the family. And so, yeah, I mean, the show is aspirational. I think we all want to live in Isla's house and have that pool and that kitchen and drive a fancy car to your own basketball team. And so it's aspirational, but at the same time, and Kate is also she'll just hang out and have beers with the crew too, after work too. She's also very chill and just likes to hang with anybody. So that's kind of that dichotomy of aspirational, but you really can hang out with these people.
Amazing. I've been asked to wrap up, so thank you
Okay.
so much for speaking to me, and congratulations on the show.
Thank you.